What it do, y'all? It's your girl Makeup and Travel, and for today's video your girl is here to bring you another video in my must have must gag series. This is my series I created inspired by Samantha March's While I Buy It series. I always have her series and the community playlist linked down below, as well as all of the Instagram pages I follow to get all this makeup knowledge. And lastly, I always have all of the items listed and linked down below. If there is an asterisk behind it, that means that it is an affiliated link. I would appreciate if you shop through it, but if you don't, I understand, no worries. I did record this look. It is going to be coming up on the 2nd of December, as long as the timeline works out. It is a multi-look video with my Sydney Grace palette. So I finally hopefully got all of my looks the way I like them, the way I want them recorded, and I can move on to all of the other looks that I need to create for the month of December. So we're just gonna, oh, I forgot earrings, hold. So we're just gonna talk about the elephant in the room. There are so many sales, it is insane. I'm actually recording this today, which is Black Friday. So today is technically supposed to be the day of all the sales, but you know, it seems like everybody and their mother thought that Black Friday was like 3 weeks ago. So things, oh, now the lighting is playing me. So things have extremely changed and throughout the years, and that's fine. Like, there's nothing wrong about that, but it's something to know. So anyways, there are a lot of sales. Choose your sales wisely, honestly, and what I would recommend is honestly actually shopping through the brand site than the retailers. 9 times out of 10 the brand is actually giving at least a 5% increase over whatever the discount was at the distributor. So that's what I would recommend. And I started off talking about that. Ooh, the sun has really moved around. So the reason I started talking about that is because Ulta Beauty is having a pretty big Black Friday sale, depending on the brands that you're interested in and the products that you don't already have in your collection. For me, I'm just going to be going to Ulta during this Black Friday sale just to get some essentials. So I have been shopping up a storm, but I have not been picking up the things that I actually need, i.e. eyeliner. I have no liquid eyeliner to date. I believe I picked up one backup of mascara, but I'm pretty sure I already opened it. So like stuff like that I need, but I did not want to pick up from various places, I'm gonna pick up. But because some of the more expensive brands that I'm interested in are pretty much having a similar sale on their website that Ulta's giving, I'm just gonna go through Ulta's website. So that's what I would recommend. Be smart. Now I do want to update you guys on the Give Me Glow Bad Witch palette. So when I went on their website yesterday, which I didn't really rush, this whole sale series or situation, I've not been rushing. If the products that I choose or particularly want are still available, then I'll pick them up. If they're not, I don't need them. And in reality, I really don't need any of them. This palette was still available though, so I was very surprised about that. Give Me Glow tends to have a cult-ish kind of following that always picks up their stuff no matter what. That didn't really happen with this, but what I decided is that there are a couple of things that I'm learning more about myself as the time goes, and then also just kind of re-immersing myself back into picking up makeup and wearing makeup consistently. And some of those things are that I don't like huge pants. I really just don't like them. It's not a thing that I enjoy, and Give Me Glow only does these huge pans, and I know they've said that it's because of the formula and they can't press it in smaller pans, blah blah blah. Fine, but for me that's not something that I want to bring in because it's so big. I know I'm never gonna finish it. At least with these smaller pans I can like tell myself I'm gonna finish it, even though we all know I'm not. So for me, what I ended up doing is actually doing a similar color scheme to what this Bad Witch palette is through Lethal Cosmetics single panned shadows. And I chose that because Lethal was already on my list. I really wanted to buy from Lethal. They actually had a discount on those products, so that was more up my alley. And then I can mix those shades around and kind of customize that already customizable palette. Whereas with this palette, not so much. And I'm finding that I'm leaning more towards palettes that are more customizable, something that I can make into a color scheme that I prefer in the moment and then switch it back later on if I want. So for me, I was able to talk myself out of that, and previously I don't think I was able to. ColourPop has come out with a Smoke and Roses palette, and what I will say about this palette is beautiful. It's really pretty. I actually think that ColourPop could have purchased and gotten my money if this was a smaller curated collection. And what I'm realizing is that the internet can really fool you on how big a product is. So for instance, this Melt Cosmetics palette, which I still haven't really played with, Lord help me, is a bigger palette for them. This is what, 28 shades, something like that. And I was worried, this sun, I was worried that it was going to be too big for me, but it's really not that big. It's more or less like my head, and my head, it's big, but it's not that big. Okay, so I was thinking this is going to be more of like the huge Morphe size, and I think every time I look at these bigger ColourPop palettes, that's what I envision. But for me, there's so many replicating shades in this palette that's why I'm able to talk myself out of necessarily the ColourPop palette in the difference to the Melt. Plus, I just really wanted to try the Melt Italian formula, so I had to pick that up, and I got it on sale, so you know, it worked out all around. But yeah, I just wish that this was curated. 15, 9 pan, I would have picked her up, and I don't really mess with ColourPop like that, so that tells you something. Continuing on with the ColourPop, they have a whole lot of vaults for 2021. Honestly, I think this is good for people who have found a product from ColourPop that they know they get a lot of use out of. The one caveat I would say is that if you don't think you can finish all of these products in whatever vault you pick up within a year, it may not be worth it if it's a cream product. ColourPop's cream products don't tend to last very long in comparison to other brands who are a little bit higher in price tag. You can kind of stretch that limit of time period that you can use the cream product for a longer period of time. Whereas ColourPop's, that's not going to happen. In addition, ColourPop does not tend to have like a quality control, if that makes sense, because quite a few times you can get a product that you've previously liked, get a different shade, and it's not the same product. So that's all I'm gonna say on that. For me, I'm not gonna pick it up. As you guys know, I'm kind of trying not to support these fast makeup, fast fashion brands, and ColourPop is the queen of fast makeup at this point, so I'm gonna continue to pass. So something exciting, I think, is that Alien Cosmetics, they changed their name to Unearthly Cosmetics, and I'm excited. I still think that that's a really cool, interesting name. I do wonder personally just like why they had to do that, but I don't know the brand owner, so I can understand why am not privy to that information. I will also say that they launched their Fall Magic palette as a pre-order, which is really exciting. I really like that color scheme, and it is available today on Black Friday, so hopefully the pre-order is still kind of open for people if you watch this video when I post it. And they pretty much restocked almost all of their palettes, and they also have some liquid liners or liquid shimmery shades, and then some new lip products. I think it all looks really cool. I'm not necessarily going to pick anything up right now, and for the Fall Magic palette, which is honestly the only other palette that has really caught my eye and kept it, if I'm still interested in it when I'm not as overwhelmed with my own purchasing and like reviewing and like trying to make sure I pre-record for December, all of that jazz, then I may pick it up later, full price or whatever have you. That's fine. If I really want it, I should be able to pay full price, but for right now, I'm definitely gonna say not now, maybe later. Lethal Cosmetics, so I talked about them a little bit earlier in this video, And I forgot to mention that they actually came out with 9 multi-chrome shades. And I think this is kind of a response to, I believe it was their previous palette where people were really excited about, I think maybe the one multi-chrome that was in that palette. And so now they've come out with kind of a line of multi-chromes. And when I was building my palette in the custom builder, they actually have these multi-chromes in that capability, so you can actually kind of put the 9 multi-chromes that you want and then add a whole bunch of mattes or other shimmers and kind of curate and sample their whole collection as a whole. For me, I did not, because I already had a color scheme in mind, and like I said, I kind of even changed it from that to replace the Give Me Glow palette. So I have not picked any of these up, but I was interested. There's like a dark red, dark matter, that's the shade. It shifts from black to red to orange to teal. That's the one that like is very unique. I don't have anything like that in my collection. Now, is it something that I'm gonna rush back to the website and pick up, or even should I have put it in my cart yesterday when I bought? No, I'm not really pressed, because to be quite frank, I don't reach for my multichromes as much as I probably should, as with most of my single shadows, because they're not in a kind of curated color scheme that I can just reach for and just go about my business. So maybe later, if I enjoy their formula, and then I will potentially create another palette or get more singles from them to create another palette, then maybe I'll throw that one in there. But until then, I'm gonna wait. I'm sure there are so many people that I follow that are going to review this collection, and I'll just wait to see how they respond. In addition to the previous Give Me Glow palette that I discussed, they also came out with their own vault, and it's called the Over the Top vault. Basically, it looks like it has a bunch of loose shimmery shades and like a pigment polish or whatever in the middle. Not something that I need. I'm not a huge fan of vaults, because typically I don't need all of the products in there, or I didn't want all the products in there. I just wanted 1 or 2, and then I see the potential for a sale, and then that's when I pick it up. So I'm not gonna get that, and I would not recommend it unless you wanted every last thing that's in that particular vault. Ulta Beauty is coming out with a new palette, and this is the Power 2 eyeshadow palette. It's cute, it really is. I feel like I do have one palette from this brand, and I really do love it. I create a really beautiful look with it every time I use it. The shimmers are beautiful, but I've not picked anything else up from them. No rhyme or reason why, I just have it. And yeah, I'm not gonna pick this up either. So yeah. Vizier came out with a very interesting palette, and this is their Petite Pro Paris Italie palette, and it's interesting. It really is. Looks to be about 4 mattes and 4 shimmers. They're all kind of having a shimmer correlating to a matte, more or less, except for there's no blue shimmer. I think it's a pretty palette, but I know me, and I know these smaller curated palettes are not something that I'm gonna get a lot of use out of, and especially the small pans. I'm just judgmental like that, so it's not for me. Plus, I do enjoy Vizier's formula, but it needs to be a great color scheme for me to really pick anything up from them. So yeah, we will see, but I'm just not interested. Maybe if they did like a bigger version of this, maybe I would be interested in that. So Too Faced came out with their Femme collection, and apparently this is supposed to be like their fall collection, or not their fall, I'm sorry, their spring collection, but they're making it available in December. I don't really get that at all. It's a cute enough color scheme, but not something I need at all. I will say though, Too Faced is slowly getting their formulations and their stuff together. I will say the couple of palettes that I have, they've both been holiday palettes, but I've actually really enjoyed them. I need to reach back into them and play with them a little bit more, but I do like the couple of products that I do have from Too Faced, and I really did enjoy their liquid lipstick formula. I think just throughout the years they've just all gone bad, more or less, but yeah, I really do like them. Glaminatrix, they also came out with 6 new multichromes for around Black Friday time. Their multichromes look really, really pretty. They look more like, I would say, pastel-y, but a vibrant pastel, if that makes sense. They look pretty, okay, pretty. But I already have one palette coming from them, and although I've previously bought singles from them, I don't love the singles that I previously purchased from them. Now that was like 2 or 3 formulations ago, so God only knows what their formulation is now. But like I said, I already have a palette coming from them. I want to just wait, get that palette, test that palette out, see if I enjoy it, and then move forward with potentially getting more products from them in the future. But for right now, I'm gonna chill out. But those are some really pretty shades. More from ColourPop, which is only going to be available, I believe, through Ulta. And there are some lip products and 2 eyeshadow palettes. The eyeshadow palettes look boring. They look like they just kind of jumbled up some random colors and some random mattes and called it a day. I'm good. I'm very much good. Mara Beauty Pro, or Cosmetics, they came out with 2 new palettes, and one is called Melancholia and one is called Abyss. I'm more interested in the bigger one. It is a very, very pretty palette. I like the depth and variety there. Is it something I'm necessarily going to pick up? No, but I really like the color scheme. You guys know I do like blues. When it comes to cool tones, I really do gravitate towards blues and purples. Those are kind of my situation when it comes to cool tones, and this is definitely screaming cool tone, but it also has some warmth in there from the neutrals and stuff. It's just really, really pretty palette. It's only $34, which is not bad at all for that 15 pan, and it would have launched by the time you guys are watching. So I would love to hear if you guys have tried this brand before and if you even picked up the palette, because I don't mind being talked into something. OPV Beauty, they came out with a new palette, and it is called their Bloom eyeshadow palette. I didn't even know about this until I saw a video I happened to be watching and Jessica Nyquist recording. And I saw her using this palette, and it looked so nice, so vibrant. And although it does, there are a couple of shades that just look way too similar for me, and you know, and maybe the angle that this photo is being taken at or whatever have you, but to me, if things just look that similar on screen, they're probably going to look even more similar, not only in person, but on my complexion. For me, my complexion, you need to have variety, and it needs to be completely different, or it's going to show up the same on me. So yeah. Jouer created a radiant translucent soft focus hydrating soft powder. I remember that one of my friends, she was obsessed with this powder, and I want to say at one point I might have had it and it just didn't work for me or something. I don't actually remember, but I distinctly remember us talking about this and her loving this powder. So I'd be interested to see if she personally gets the radiant version now that that is out, but I am going to pass on that. More from Give Me Glow. So they came out with primers, and honestly, I'm confused. I'm confused because when I went on the website, there were a couple that were shimmery, and then there were some that weren't, and I'm just honestly, I don't understand. It's too much for my little brain to understand. I'm gonna pass, but I will say I was very intrigued by the black primer because I don't have a dark primer, and sometimes you need or just want a dark primer to really emphasize some really beautiful shimmer shades, and I think this could be it. But like I said, I'm just so confused, and I'm confused. I'm confused. Okay, so HipDot is doing a collaboration with Nickelodeon, and they are focusing on the Rugrats, but it looks like they're highlighting really Angelica and Tommy. And what I will say is their little 9-pan is cute. HipDot has really found their kind of niche in this market where they really focus in on taking brands TV shows, whatever have you, that you loved from your past, and collaborating with them. And I think it's interesting that they kind of made this not a Christmas collaboration, but a Hanukkah one. And I think they will really get a decent amount of teens and tweens, and maybe even people my age, that are really interested in this collaboration because of that aspect. And it's very unique to really find that on the market, regardless of what industry you're really looking at. A lot of people really focus in on Christmas because Christmas is the big money maker or whatever. Regardless, I like the color scheme of the 9 pan. Am I going to pick it up? No, but I will say that I got my best friend a palette from this brand and she loved the formula, so take that as you will. But it looks cute. It looks cute. SheGlam is already coming out with more products, and so now I'm starting to feel like they're very much not only a fast fashion brand but also a fast makeup brand. They look to have 12 palettes, all symbolizing the different what are they called, signs, horoscopes, is that the thing? I don't really know what they're called. Anyways, I don't even know what my sign looks like. Is that, oh, that's my sign. Okay, so I'm I'm a Capricorn, and so I'm like the green palette. I like it, but I can get it somewhere else. So easy pass for me. And that's it. That is all I have to talk about. I will be updating you guys on what I pick up during this Black Friday period of time. Probably not probably, I will be doing it the first video of my Swagmas series, so stay tuned for December 1st. I will be updating you guys. I have already gotten a couple of things, but there's still quite a few things in shipping. I have ranged from workout clothes to nail polish to makeup to electronics, which were all kind of the categories of things that I'm interested in. I did also get a couple books, but they're all electronics, so I don't count those. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty much not interested in anything really this week, which is a good thing if we're all being level-headed, because I have picked up way too much and I need to simmer it down. Yeah, I'm not really interested in anything, so I will thankfully not be picking up anything and just be working with what I have, testing it out, reviewing it so that you guys could see it. And maybe the next time I do a video, the sun won't play me so hard, because I can only imagine what I look like halfway in these videos because the sun is going in and out. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in my next video, which will be tomorrow, because I'm uploading every day until my birthday. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.